Law Prepper here, and this one says, "Are we ready for the next global epidemic?" And this was it was done for CNN. Now, you've been hearing a lot about all this stuff, and I'm concerned about it just like everybody else is. Now, the thing is it and CNN talk about it swept across 214 countries worldwide and killed more than 18,000 people. The 2009 H1N1 influenza outbreak, dubbed swine flu, puts the entire world on alert. The outbreak was declared to be the global pandemic until August 2010. But threat of deadly disease don't stop or start there. This has been going on since the beginning of the time. The thing is, the difference is the massive amount of population is even wider, and also the amount of traveling from one country to another. A person that's infected can jump on an airplane, and these people can be all going 500 different places constantly. They can land in that country, then they can get off of that, and so they're all spreading. So the thing is, it spreads much, much faster than it did beforehand, nonetheless. Now, in 2003, SARS crossed the world, originally in Asia, and reaching Canada in less than a day. And so as I talk about, that's what I'm talking about. We can just jump on a plane. We're there. It's no problem. We're there in a matter of hours. And instead of taking months to spread, it spreads in a matter of days. Matter of days it is. And then in 2012, a new virus emerged in the Middle East and has now entered the global arena. Middle East respiratory syndrome is continuing to spread globally, with outbreaks now taking place in South Korea. As of June the 3rd, 1,179 people have been infected with it. It's MERS-CoV across 25 countries, including 442 deaths, according to the World Health Organization. The current outbreak in South Korea has led to 35 confirmed cases, including 3 deaths. Now, this is a lot to think about on this here. Now I can continue, like say here in 2014, of course, the Alboa 1 infected more than 27,000 people across 10 countries to date. More than 11,000 deaths as of June 13, 2015. However, despite the high number of infections, the spread of Alboa remains technically an outbreak, not a pandemic, because it hasn't spread globally. So it ain't been everywhere yet. Now, so here's my question. And I'm just reading off a little bit. Could somebody or a group or organization that doesn't get on the computers or the TVs or say, "Hey, I did this," could not a group of organization be behind this? Or governments or terrorist groups or whatever? Could they not be slowly doing a trimming down the human population in a subtle way by having these different types of outbreaks? You're saying 15,000, worldwide. That ain't much when you think about it. In the June the 13th, 2015, it was 11,100 deaths. That's not much when you think about it worldwide. But what if these groups, secret societies, are slowly trimming away people subtly, like until maybe the big day comes when they decide to trim away more? Is that a possibility that's happening now? To slowly trim away. Also, not only does it slowly trim away, this gives the drug companies an excuse to create these so-called vaccines that cost a massive, massive amount of money. And they can get research grants from the governments and all because there's an outbreak. So do you think that is really what is behind? Yes, it's true. We have around 8 billion people. Most of the countries are on a decline in human population. Most are. Not all. Just some of them are. Unfortunately, most of the countries in Africa areas are on the increase in population, but If you do your research, you'll find that many of the African countries are highly loaded with infections, diseases. Thousands and thousands of people die a year. Plus, on top of that, there's no such thing as birth control used in there. If a husband or wife is no longer feasible for the other mate, they don't divorce them. They just leave and go marry somebody else. So it spreads. It spreads around. I mean, not that it don't happen in the United States or in other countries, but this here is the fact. This African country is the only country where the population is still on increase, but the death rate is high there. Children are raising children in many cases. The thing is, do you, as an individual, believe that this is possible, that they are just slowly trimming away at the human race to create grants, to create vaccines that cost a lot of money, to trim the secret societies or whatever is slowly trimming away to maybe as a practice run, and maybe down the road another 10 or 15 years, maybe they'll decide they want to step up the game and do a worldwide cleansing. Maybe they'll take other countries and choose a country that they want to choose. It's not going to be hard. You got several countries with a massive amount of population. Japan's among them. You got China. India is loaded with massive amount of populations. So it would be easier to spread this disease in countries that does not really offer the medical facilities that is needed, like many of the places in South America and things like that. The disease will spread so much quicker when they don't have people that can actually receive the medical help they need, the isolated areas, the remote areas and stuff. And then it will spread rather, rather quickly. So it's something to think about. So do you think that all these outbreaks are really someone or something or a group or whatever, or companies are doing this in order to create a population decline or test for a bigger thing or to make money off of these things? So this is Live Prepper here. I want you to be safe, be happy. Bless you all.